Hello there, sweet friends. This is Gina, and welcome to stellarjstudios. I'm going to mix up my process videos a little bit this month because instead of doing a good junk mail process video after I've sent it out, I'm going to actually do one before I send it out. And the reason why is because I want to share with you how to use your good junk mail, because there is going to be so many fun activities for you this month, and I don't want to leave you overwhelmed and confused as to what all the pieces are. If you are not a person who subscribes to the good junk mail, I still have a few left in my Etsy shop for July, and I cannot even explain to you how excited I am about July because I'm doing something a little different. I'm including 2 zines in the good junk mail, along with a handwritten letter, a professionally printed sticker of my original artwork, some vintage ephemera, and yeah, a couple cool little activities. All right, so let's get started. Let's jump into this. First of all, I hope you guys are doing well on this hot June day. This is my good junk mail journal, and for those of you that may be new, welcome. This is where I do my spread of the good junk mail each month, and I have a spot. You might hear my dog barking in the background. I hope it doesn't bother you because he's got a big bark. He's a little puppy with a big bark. So this is my space for July. The theme for July was if I could capture summer in a jar. So what you are going to get in your kit is, or your envelope, is going to be 2 zines. One is a zine that I have already created, and I've copied it and I'm sending it to you. And it is not this one. It is a different one. I don't want to show it to you because I just don't want to give anything away. I want you to be surprised. But the other zine is going to be a blank zine, and it will be ready for you to build your own jar of summer. So a couple of things I wanted to point out. One, I am using upcycled paper on this because this is some paper that I got at a actually a paper recycling center. And before it went to the shredder, the owner allowed me to take a couple of reams of this paper. For whatever reason, the manufacturer didn't want this paper anymore, so it was going to be shredded. So this is upcycled. And most everything, yes, thrifted, upcycled. Even one of your craft activities is going to be on upcycled. So I'm keeping with my theme of making sure everything is upcycled and something that would have gone to the landfill or recycling, whichever. If you remember when we did the field guides, so basically it was that same process, and then once I folded it all, I cut it out so that it made this shape. And if you are forgetting what that was like, or you didn't see that, it is this folded in half. So it's, I'm sure it's got a name. I can't remember. I just know that when I discovered how to do this, I thought this was like the coolest thing in the world. And as a former teacher, I would have my students make little books and zines and stuff out of this, or using this process, or we would use bigger paper and make bigger ones. So it's half and half. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to what I call a hot dog fold, and I'm going to fold up to my original fold mark that's in the middle here. Okay, and then I'm going to go flip it over and do the same thing this side. And there's lots of tutorials out there on how to make zines if you are not grooving on mine, that's fine. Go and find, there's probably a million people out there that can do it better than I do. So now once I have this, I open it up and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to fold it hamburger way, and I'm going to cut on, whoops, sorry. I'm going to cut on the fold up to where this little piece is right here, where they all kind of intersect. And now I have this opening in the center. So I just put it together like that, and I will figure out which way I want to fold it. Do I want to go this way? Yeah. And sometimes the paper will, it'll kind of show you which way it wants to bend. And I will link, when we made our field guides, I will link that video here because we use this same process. So once you do that, you could put this up to it, or quite honestly, guys, it's this easy. You just want to, I put the folds at the top because that's where our lid of our jar is going to be. I just cut off the corner and I stop right here because there's some folds and that's going to hold your papers together. And then I'm going to come across and cut here. And then I'm going to kind of make a jaggedy cut for our lid. And boom, there you go. And if I want to, like, there's a little bit of a point here, so I can go in and do that, kind of even it up a little bit. And so you can make whatever shape, size, use larger paper, use smaller paper. Here's one I just did. I've actually made a couple of these, which is kind of addicting because I can't shove all my summer in one jar. It's my summer captured, and so then I put some butterflies and stuff on it in a magical jar. And so there's my little book, My Summer Captured in a Magical Jar, okay? Now, I went back in and I added little captions. So like this is about butterflies. So I said butterflies that flutter by, and then I put stickers and drawings and all kinds of good stuff. I have a pond in my backyard, and the bullfrogs love to sing, and I wanted to capture that. So I put in a picture from a book of a frog, and then just some random wrapping paper, scraps, pattern paper that I have lying around. And I put, I love the bullfrog songs, fireflies and summer nights and summer skies. Oh my gosh, like that is, yeah, that's, to me, that's the essence of summer. So I had to include something in here about nighttime. And so I got a sticker, some washi tape, some more washi tape. This is a little produce label. This is actually our produce sticker. This is from the tomatoes that I buy. And so I just cut it in half and it kind of looks like the moon. And so now I have this back page right here. So I'm going to open this up because they're kind of connected, and I wanted to put my final thing right here. Well, if I'm going to talk about pool water, I have to also talk about beach towels. I have this fabric that I just love, and I really only have like a strip of it, but doesn't that look like a beach towel? I feel like that just screams beach towel. So I'm gonna glue it down because you can put fabric in your zine. You can put stamps, you can put, like you saw me put stickers and paper. You can put, like I did here, I put in some color swatches from like a paint, I don't know, what is that, a paint sample, and yeah. So there you go. I'm going to glue it down. I'm going to put some wrinkles in it. And then I'm going to go in and label it bright, beachy towels. And the feel of a warm soft beach towel when you get out of the pool or you get out of the water. Like, you just can't beat that. Like, that's something that I want to put in my summer jar, is that feeling of getting out of the pool and you go grab that towel, that warm towel, because it's been sitting in the sun, and you put it around you. Oh, like, yeah, that's awesome. So there you go. There is my zine. But wait, there's more. So as I was playing around with it, I realized that if I open it up like this, well, now it becomes like a cool little, almost like a little mobile. Like, it's now 3-dimensional and you can hang it or you can set it on. Wouldn't this be cute to set in your studio? And I know the way I've got it, my camera, it's kind of hard for you to see, but wouldn't this be cute to kind of put in your studio or put on top of a coffee table or a mantle or something in your house, even after summer is over? Because yeah, that's the whole point. The whole point of capturing summer in a jar is that you have it there so that throughout the year you can always go back and get the warm, fuzzy feelings of summertime. So my suggestion, if you do this, because, you know, remember, it's going to open and stuff. All you have to do, if you want to have it set up like this and you don't like that some of the pages are open, all you have to do is take a little piece of washi tape, or you can even use a glue stick if you wanted. I'm going to see if I can get some washi tape that works. Let's see. All right, I guess we'll go for the moons. So you just take a little piece of washi tape and you're just going to kind of secure it right here. And there you go. Okay, and then you can you'll have, when you make your zine, or when you get your zine that I have made for you, you'll have 2 folded pages and then 2 pages where the papers aren't folded. So I'm just going to take those 2 where the papers aren't folded together, and I'm just going to put some washi tape, so now they're kind of all together. And if I wanted to, I could put a couple pieces of washi tape right up here on the lid. But yeah, so now it's going to keep it nice and all together so that it looks like this cool little 3-dimensional jar. And wouldn't that be fun to just have sitting around? This would be a great activity if you had kids, to have them do something like this. So yeah, so there you go. So that's why I wanted to show you the zine, because I wanted you to see how to kind of put it together and give you some options. Okay, so now as I'm in my good junk mail, and I put in some stuff that I wanted to use when I go to make my good junk mail page for July. And these are just a couple of things that I love about summer and I would put in my jar. But what captured me, right, was this paint swatch. Because here's the thing, summer is so, to me, amazing because of the colors. Like, it's just an explosion. It's those bright hues. It's the almost like the primary colors, and they just pop, but yet we still have lots of pinks and lots of purples and lots of teals. That swimming pool water blue that I just love. So in my morning journal, this is a morning journal that I just started. I'll do more about this. I'll do a video on this at a later time if you are interested, but this is what I do every morning before the day starts. I get up and I work in one of my morning journals, and I use crayons. That is my main art supply, is I use crayons. Most of the time it's Crayola crayons. Sometimes I'll use some oil pastel crayons. Nothing fancy. These are all things I either got at a store, like a craft store, or Amazon. A lot of them I ordered off of Amazon, and they're just different Yeah, like I'm just looking here. Like this is a beeswax crayon. And I like to play around with these, so I have quite a few brands because I like to see what they do. Like this is a really hard pastel, whereas this is a more mushy pastel, and this actually is a water-soluble one. These are beeswax, and so this is an oil pastel. This is beeswax, and yeah, and then you got your good old Crayolas, and then there's all kinds of different Crayola ones. Okay, so having said all of that, this is a morning page that I did the other day, and it has really stuck with me because of the colors. And I'm like, oh my gosh, those are the colors of summer. Those scream summer to me. So it got me thinking, what if in our jar of summer, we could make a color swatch of the summer colors that we think of. So in Good Junk Mail, I'm going to put in an old, God, I believe this was a dot matrix printer. It was like tags or something that could go, index cards or something that could go through an old dot matrix printer. So you'll have these little perforated tabs on them. And I can't fit them in the envelopes because I'm using special envelopes this month. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about these envelopes. They're vintage and they're a little bit smaller, and I've been coveting them forever. So yeah, it's time. Anyway, okay, so I have to fold them in like this, but let's say you get yours and this one falls off. No big deal. You could either leave it off and use this somewhere else, or you can tape it. So I'm going to turn this into a color swatch of summer. And here's what's going to be awesome about it. I'm going to make up the names for the colors, okay? I don't know if that makes sense, but just watch as I do mine, and maybe it'll kind of make sense, the idea that I had in my head. So I'm going to start off, I'm just going to use crayons, and I'll just use a mix of my oil pastels, my crayons, my beeswax, all that good stuff, my Crayolas. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to go in and start off with this green, and I'm going to try to mimic the colors that I used here because I really loved the colors that I used here. And I'm going to call this, let me get a pencil, I'm going to call this, oh my gosh, can you hear my puppy? He's at my door. He and my husband are hanging out today, and evidently he's feeling a little neglected. So I'm going to call that grass green. I'm going to add another little green to that because I think I had two different greens on here. So I'm going to call that grass green. And I'm not looking for any original paint colors or anything here. To me, I see the color and I'm going to be like, okay, what does that remind me of? All right. So I'm going to add some blue. Let's see, because I know I have some good Crayola blues that I want to use. And you could just do one color, or I'm just adding a couple of different colors for each swatch. Ooh, yeah, look at that. I like that. So I'm going to add a couple of different colors for each of my swatches, and then I'm going to name it. Now, you know what I'm going to name this one. Let me see what color this is. Ooh, I'm going to hold on to that one. This one. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, I love that. All right, you know this is going to be pool blue. Ooh, what if we called it cool pool blue? Love it. Okay, now, this is one of my, I think this is the one I love. This is one of my favorite Crayolas. Let's see. I think there's another one too, but oh yeah, I love this one. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. I've got a marker here. I'm going to put this down. And you, when you are making yours, you do not have to do what I am doing. Absolutely, you make this your own. And if you don't even want to make color swatches, you could use the tag for something else. Now, if you are a person that did not get good junk mail for July, no worries. Just grab you a card or a piece of paper and join in. You can do the exact same things that we're doing. You would just use your own supplies, and that is a-okay because, yeah, everybody is welcome in Stellar J Studios, as long as you're kind. As long as you're kind, you're welcome. Okay, and that I know is off of this morning page. Okay, now to me, this is Canopy Green. And I'm going to call it Canopy Green Dark. Because this color right here reminds me of the trees, how dark they are, especially in the middle of summer, how dark they are. I also love this pink that I had here. So let's try to see if we can recreate these pinks and oranges. So here's a Crayola crayon, and this is one of their neons. This one's, no, this is just a regular one. It's called Shocking Pink. I'm going to throw in some orange. Let me see. Ooh. Nope, I'm gonna hold off on the yellow. I don't want to put yellow in yet. Okay, I've got this. Let's try this. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, this is a cheap pastel that, oh my gosh, I think it came in a kit, an art kit that we got my daughter for Christmas like a million years ago. And try as I might, I cannot find another chalk pastel that is the same color. And I have looked everywhere, and it's just some cheap pastel, but I loved it, and I only have a little piece of it left. Okay, we're gonna add in some of that. All right, I'm gonna call this bikini pink. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Or it could be swim trunks. It could work there too. Could be just swimsuit. That would be fine too. So this is a retired crayon that they retired, I believe, in the early 2000s. You can find these in a 8-pack of crayons, and it's called the Retired Collection. And I got mine at Dollar Tree for $1 or $1.25, whatever it is they charge. I got mine at Dollar Tree. I think they are also at Pop Shelf, maybe. And you can order them on Amazon. Here's the thing about Amazon. They charge $4 or $5 for them. So yeah, I hit the dollar store, and that's where I found them. But this is Dandelion Yellow, and it is my absolute most favorite yellow. I don't even, like, of my oil pastels, I can't even find the same color. Like, this is just its color all in itself. The Crayola Dandelion Yellow is my absolute favorite. I've tried to match it with even some expensive pastels, and it just doesn't match. There's just something about that Crayola Dandelion Yellow. Beach Towel Yellow. Okay, let's do orange / red, and then I think I'm gonna be good. Okay, I'm obsessed with orange. I love orange. I cannot ever get enough of orange. When I sit down every morning, orange is usually the color I grab first. So I'm gonna start off, oh, look at that orange. That is amazing. Here's my beeswax one. I like that, different shade. I'm gonna throw this in, but I don't know. Yep, there we go. There's a little bit of orange there. I want my red to not have any pink to it. So we're gonna try. This may have a little bit of pink to it. And it has a little bit, especially when I go in there and kind of mix it. This is one of the glitter crayons. Oh, okay, not bad, not bad. My all-time favorite Crayola red, and I don't know that they make it anymore, but it was brick red, and I remember it as a kid. Whoops. I remember it as a kid. I loved it because it was just the deepest, darkest red, and it had no pink overtones to it. It was just pure red. All right, I'm gonna throw this in too. We'll see. This is a bronze. Ooh, now that doesn't bother me. I'm going to call these Garden Orange. Okay, so there's my color swatches. These are my colors that I had in my head when I think about summer. So I'm gonna add one more green to that. Here we go. This one right here. This is sea green. Oh, yeah. Okay, I like that a lot because now that really differentiates between the two. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is just put a little box around each one because why not? Here's what's throwing me is all the white, and I just can't leave well enough alone. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come in, I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of color, and I'll just kind of go in here with a little marker. This is a Mr. Sketch scented marker left over from my teaching days. And I don't know, to me it just adds a little bit of detail to this, and it doesn't, like, I don't mind that, you know, it's not all white now because my colors can still stand out. When I go to do my good junk mail for July, and I'll probably just put a little pocket in, and then I will be adding some of the other ephemera that I had sitting around. I also had a picture of my son when he was young. I had a picture of a butterfly. I'll probably add this. I'm not going to put it all together yet, and I'll wait and do that in another video. But for now, this is where I'm going with this this July good junk mail, and I think it's going to be pretty cool and a total color explosion. My friends, if you are interested in good junk mail for July and you have not gotten yours yet, there are still a few available in my Etsy shop. I also have August available, and I'm already overfilled with joy because August, oh my gosh, like the ideas are flowing out of my head. I can't even contain it. So August is also available. Everything else in my shop, I'm going to take down for a couple of weeks. I'm going to take a little break, and only good junk mail will be available. And then I will come back a couple weeks into July and have some fresh videos and some fresh things in the shop. I'm also looking forward to another binder journal drop coming in August, and it will actually mimic the theme of August's good junk mail. My friends, I hope you are healthy. I hope you are happy. I hope you do something creative today. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.